Hi there, Pisces. I'm Michele B, and I have a tarot reading here for you. I'm an energy healer and energy reader, and I pick up the messages through the cards from the divine, from the universe, from your spirit guides, Pisces spirit guides, and Pisces guardian angels. And the messages that come through are timeless. It doesn't matter when I posted this video. Whenever you feel the need to watch the video and it resonates with you, then that meant you were meant to hear it. Okay, so I just get it out there. If you love this reading as you go through listening to it and you would like to have a private reading, my email is michele@highvibemagic.com. I'm also going to put that spelled out in the description box below. Send me an email and we'll start talking about how to get that done for you. So what I do is I read what to embrace, what to leave behind, and special messages going forward. And then finally I have an affirmation to close everything out. So let's go ahead and get started with what to embrace, what you're gonna move toward from the present moment. Wow, we've got some sword energy going on. It's a lot about, oh, and then there's that King of Cups coming in to remind you of who you are, Pisces. So there's moving forward, you're being asked to hold on to, you see how there's like this sword, hold on to your truth. Hold on to and communicate what's right for you. I know that often Pisces tends to be in a sort of they're the master of the dream space, the master of the emotional realm. It's like almost like plasma, fluid flowing through every aspect of the non-physical, but you're being asked to have some concreteness about you, something sharp and something solid about you at this moment. And this could mean communicating your needs. It could be communicating your boundaries. It's a lot about isolating the exact thing that you need at this moment and doing it. Decide is that the root of the word is Latin, I believe, meaning to cut. All right, you have to decide something and you have to speak it out, communicate it to someone else. Could be communicating to you, I've decided that I'm going to do this, but then you got to stick to it. And that's what the Emperor is all about. He's all about sticking to what he's decided and not like he's on a stone throne. He doesn't change his mind. He's not wiffle waffling here and there. I decided, you're mutable, right? You can change your mind, and there's nothing wrong with that, because in Taoism, it's like the waterway is to slowly work your way and be able to change courses whenever you need. But this is something that you can't mess around with anymore. You have to make the firm decision and do it. We got this 10 of Swords energy that's been here. It's been hanging out with you, and it's something to embrace, that it's a tendency that you have. Now just know that that's a tendency that you have, but we also have that King of Cups here, which is like the tendency is to feel like everybody else is manipulating and controlling you, right? Pinning you down, keeping you, like, I'm just trying to do the right thing, you say. But what ends up happening is that you get trapped and then you feel sorry for yourself. I have a Pisces rising, I know, okay? I can say that. No shade on you, this is me too, right? But then the King of Cups, who is also you, is on the other side saying, actually, I get to master my own emotions, because he's the master. You may not realize this, but you're going to be embracing it going forward, is that you have the ability to control situations on a very subtle energetic level that people don't realize. That's why often the biggest emotional manipulators are Pisces and Scorpio. The people that control other people's emotions the best. All right, so you can control your own emotions, and that's the legitimate way to do it, is to control your own emotions. But you can also control other people's perceptions of you through emotional means. Now let's be nice about this, Pisces. Okay, so what to leave behind. Page of Swords, that's where you've been for sure, because we also, the Page of Swords and the 10 of Swords have a lot in common. and that neither of them think that they have the ability to be masters of their own thoughts and emotions. So you're moving away from that phase. You know that's a tendency that you have, and you're moving out of the phase of thinking that you can't think for yourself. Other people might have been doing some thinking for you, but not because they're bad, only because they thought that you wanted that. And you kind of did, because you didn't have to make any decisions. The Four of Wands is about a commitment to something that's outside of you. So I feel like you've been committed. Whew, a little hair hanging on me. You've been committed to something, but it's not really something that suits you very well. Okay, that's what the Lovers is all about, being in some kind of commitment that what really wasn't, like you'd outgrown it, essentially. So there you are, you had been in that phase and it did suit you in the time that you were in before, but now it's time to move on. And you felt like, I'll make a final decision about this forever, right? I'll make a final decision about this when it's easy, when somebody else makes it like you. That's how you tend to do things. It's like, I don't really like this, I don't really like this, I don't really like this. And then finally you get trapped in a situation where you have to do something, and then you do. So that's what ended up happening. So you're moving out of the phase where you say, well, I'll wait for everything else to land, to be perfect before I go do it, or somebody else to set it up for me before I go do something. You're going to set it up for yourself, and then you're not going to be in that feeling of everybody else is making decisions for me that don't work. You're going to be in control of it. You're going to be in control of what it is that you want. And this might be an emotional state. It may not be something physical, tangible, like a work environment or a home environment, a relationship. It may not be something outside of you. It might just be an emotional state. I've decided to take control of this aspect of myself, for myself, not get my love and validation from other people, but get it from me. Okay. So just being empowered, okay, having healthy boundaries. And it does so much for you spiritually and emotionally. Okay, so sweet final messages for Pisces. All right, well, there's that Eight of Swords, which is kind of an extension of all of this thread of stuff that you're moving away from. The Eight of Swords is feeling like you're being trapped, whereas being trapped, tied down by your circumstances, your environment. The Ten of Swords is like that as well, but it's like being pinned down. It's a little bit tied up or pinned down. In both cases, it has to do with allowing yourself to be in those situations. Now, I've often heard that in like the law of attraction circles, they're saying like, how can you blame? It's victim blaming. Right? When people are in environments with abusive people, with other abusive people, that you're blaming the victim for what other people should not have been doing. But the reason that these cards are coming for you is because you have a choice. There is something you can do. You can do something about it, and it might mean having to make some sacrifices, but you can do it. Okay? That's not necessarily going to be easy, but you can do it. So we have the King of Wands and we have the King of Cups, and both of these energies are all about being inspired by your heart, inspired by your emotional state, and taking control of the situation. And look at that, Four of Wands came up again, just like we had the Four of Wands before, and what to leave behind. All right, you're leaving behind one commitment and moving into another. And I really like that for you, because as Pisces is like a flowing river switching courses, it feels so good to Pisces to have the course already set for them. So it's like there's like a time of like a pivoting time where you're spinning freely, and it's kind of scary. But then once you find your groove and you're flowing in it, it feels so good. So this is a new commitment that's going to feel really great. Cup overflowing with love and excitement. Good times are coming. But it is a matter of changing your mindset from victimhood to empowerment And it's such a subtle shift, but it makes such a profound difference in the quality of your life. And I'm trying to think of what else to say about it, because it's just like giving lip service to somebody when they're still in that place, but it's coming for you, okay? There's some of you, I can hear it coming in, this feedback coming back, this resistance to the idea, because if you're currently in the place of, I can't do anything because of what other people are doing to me, it's hard to see your way out of it. But the time is coming. And so I suggest that you prepare yourself, my dear, by thinking all of those empowering thoughts. Self-hypnosis and affirmations really do a really good job. I would suggest root chakra meditations, because you want to feel safe as you're transitioning from one phase to another. You're transitioning from being in one safe shelter or one route or pathway to a different one, and it can feel a little bit scary. So work on your safety foundations, your root chakra energies, so that you stay in a good vibration as you're transitioning phases. Okay, so final affirmation. I trust my instincts and make decisions with confidence. What else can I say about that, right? Your instincts have it's like your instincts are saying one thing, and your fear-based mindset that's like, if I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or next week, then I'm not safe, right? So your fears are like shouting over your heart, your instincts that tell you that this is time for a transition. This is time for us to do things in a different way. That you've outgrown the place where you were, and now it's time to move on, right? So trust those instincts and tell that voice that wants to keep you safe, tell it you're okay as you go forward. So you loved it. You want a private reading? My email is michele@highvibemagic.com. You can email me and we'll get started on a conversation about how to get you a private reading. And I love you, and I'll see you later. Bye, Pisces.